Hi there, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis here in the KHOU newsroom. Welcome to all of you watching on all of our digital platforms here this afternoon. Time is just about 2:20. Covering a lot of stuff today here at KHOU. A lot going on, including the rain that's out there for some of you. It's been raining on us here in the Galleria area for some time. Erica's tracking all of that for us, and we'll talk to her in a few minutes about how long that's going to stick around, and also maybe even stronger rain coming for later this week. So we definitely want to check in on that. All right, a couple of breaking stories we've been following today, and this one just coming down a little while ago involving a former Houston Astros pitcher. You may remember him from several years ago. Octavio Dotel has been arrested in his native country, Dominican Republic, as part of a drug network there, a major drug network. Authorities saying this is the biggest raid on organized crime in the Dominican Republic that authorities there have ever done, and he was swept up in that earlier today along with former Major League second baseman Luis Castillo, also from the Dominican Republic. So we don't know a lot about the charges that these two are specifically facing. If you remember Dotel, he was a member of the Astros from 2000 to 2004, right-handed pitcher, but he is under arrest in the Dominican Republic today. More to come on that when we find the charges that they are facing. The other story we're following here is out of Liberty County today. Those two inmates who escaped the Liberty County jail overnight. We're throwing up their pictures here so you can see who they are. So they escaped sometime between midnight and 6 a.m. On the left there, is that the older one? I can't hardly see that. It looks like, yeah, that's Clay Harvey. Okay, 44. He was in on some drug charges. On the right there, Chance Hunt, 28 years old. He was in for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and other felonies. But these are both felons, and both escaped the jail using bolt cutters. How they got a hold of those, we don't know, but they did. They cut through a fence at the Liberty County Jail, and it was discovered this morning that they had escaped. So don't approach these guys, obviously. If you see them out there somewhere, either of them, you should call the Liberty County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers, because there is a big search this afternoon for these two guys. They have not been caught. All right, speaking of felonies, a new law is going into effect here in Texas on September 1st. So in just about, today's the 20th, right? So 11 days from now. And you're going to be happy about this if you've ever been a victim of a porch pirate, someone stealing maybe an Amazon box or something off of your doorstep. That will now be a felony in the state of Texas. So it was not before, unless someone actually stole something from the U.S. Postal Service. Then it was a federal felony. That's tampering with mail, stealing mail. That's automatically a felony. But let's say it's an Amazon box, right? That's not delivered, that's not part of U.S. mail. Therefore, it was just a lot of times just like a misdemeanor theft charge. So these people were getting away, even if they were caught. These porch pirates were just stealing things right and left. They get caught and do it again, because there weren't any real serious consequences for this until now. So this is going to be a felony, and here's how it's going to work. If you steal anything off of somebody's porch that's intended as mail, so this would be any kind of package, UPS, Amazon, whatever, or anything else off your porch that's mail, that's going to be a state felony now. So, and if you do it a lot, it gets real serious. So let's say you're caught doing this and you've hit 50 houses in a neighborhood. Well, that's going to be now a first-degree felony. Second-degree felony if it's 20 to 50, and then a lower felony if you've done it a few times and get caught. But we're talking about 6 months to 10 years in prison and a $4,000 to $5,000 fine for doing this now. So a lot of people have been victims of this. We've done so many stories on porch pirates, and we know you get frustrated by it. We are too, right? In many cases, you have video, surveillance video of the person doing it. Sometimes they even get caught and they're right back out doing it again. So at least now a chance to put some of these people in prison for an extended period of time here if they do this a lot and don't learn their lesson once they're caught. The other story we're following today, a lot of you are clicking on this. It just went up on our website, and it's a fun story, I think. If you've ever been here, it's called Crater of Diamonds State Park. It's in Arkansas. And a North Texas woman there had quite the find the other day. And there she is showing you what she has. We'll give you a little close-up now of the 3.72 carat yellow diamond that she found under a tree. She just, on a lark, went out there with some of her family members. They were in the area anyway, doing some sort of business out that way, and said, let's just go this place and check it out. It's known for diamonds, obviously, and you being able to keep one if you find it. So it's all yours if you can find it. And this woman got a almost 4-carat yellow diamond. The next question I don't have an answer to for you, which is how much is it worth, right? I don't think she's had it appraised yet as far as the quality and clarity of that diamond, but you got to figure it's worth quite a bit of money, even if they have to chop it up for smaller stones, right? Yellow diamond. This is Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. If you've lived around here a while, you probably have heard of it because a lot of people go out there searching. It's the largest diamond that anyone's reported finding in that park in a couple of years. So congratulations to that woman from North Texas. Just something to do in an afternoon. Visit a state park, walk away with a very expensive new piece of jewelry maybe for her. Maybe she won't sell it, right? Maybe it'll just be a nice ring. I don't know. All right, let's check the weather right now because we're having a bit of it today. A lot of rain out there. We've had some thunder rattling the windows here at KHOU in the Galleria area. Let's go over to Erica Lopez now and check out what's going on and how much longer it's going to last. Erica, what are you seeing on the radar?
Yeah, we're still talking about some storms popping up across the viewing area. That's bringing lots of slick roads. So I know you're probably wondering, what is my evening commute going to be like? We have storms that moved inland. They initiated around 11 a.m. or so. Then it got pretty active out there, active enough for the National Weather Service to issue a aerial flood advisory, still in effect until 4:15 p.m. because notice that isolated storm. It's now well north of Katy, but that did drop a quick 2 inches of rain. So these storms have the capability, if anything does fire up in your area, to bring in some heavy downpours. Good news is that they're quickly moving to the northwest. Looks like they're moving a little more rapidly compared to earlier this afternoon. This storm in particular that brought in that aerial flood advisory, it's now north of I-10, west of the Jersey Village area. So if you're located in any of these cities, say Waller, should be heading in your area in the next 30 minutes if it does hold up together. Again, it has the history of producing a quick 2 inches of rain. Lots of areas at least 1 inch, but isolated areas up to 2 inches. That's why if you're in the path of that storm, ponding on the road is possible. We're expecting maybe minor flooding at best. We're not talking about widespread flooding issues. This is just beneficial rain, though. I think a lot of us are excited about this rain because we really need it. Let's take a look at our rainfall totals so far that we've seen this afternoon. So these are radar estimated. Greatest that I could find was just north of Baytown, almost 2.5 inches. Again, radar estimated, so not necessarily the exact number that may have fell in that area, but widespread, I would say anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch if we did see rain. There were pockets that have not picked up any rain, so not everyone has seen it, but it's definitely been a pretty good soaking rain throughout this afternoon. North of Pearland, radar estimated again 1 inch of rain, and then north of Leak City up to about just over 1.5 inches.
This is beautiful.
Isn't it so
it's
nice?
Like not hot out there.
I know. I'm going to show the temperatures right now, actually, because that's what we're most excited about. The fact that it just brings in that rain-cooled air, a nice breeze embedded with some of these storms. It's a really, really good change of pace for us. Okay, so yeah, rainfall estimated anywhere from 1/2 inch to almost 2.5 inches, depending where you are. Here's that temperature that David Paul just mentioned. 81 degrees is what the actual temperature right now out at Bush. Still muggy. We have a breeze, though, at times. Again, right now, south winds at about 10 miles an hour. So it's still a south flow that's bringing in these storms from the Gulf, and they're moving inland. They continue to push further inland. So here's a look at those numbers. Lots of 70s that we're tracking right now for the actual temperature. I'm not even going to have to show you the feels like temperature right now because we're just enjoying the fact that we have 70s on this graphic, 78 out in Sugar Land, 77 in Wharton. Bush, you have cooled down significantly. Also, 81 degrees is the current temperature, so enjoy these cooler temps while you can. We still have a little bit more rain that's possible throughout this afternoon. I don't expect much of this to be severe. whatsoever. But again, pockets could bring in some heavy downpours at times. Can't rule out some thunderstorms either, isolated areas. But I think the majority of it is just going to be very beneficial soaking rain for our lawns, for the fact that we are abnormally dry for this time of the year. It's been a dry summer so far, so this is very, very welcomed rain. We should taper off with rain chances as the sun begins to set. Hopefully it won't be as messy for your evening commute. Models are trending that by 6, 7. Actually, the majority of the viewing area should be in the clear overnight. Not expecting much in the terms of rain at all. But notice as we head into Wednesday morning, coastal showers yet again trying to initiate. Your morning commute, can't rule out a light spotty shower, but it's in the afternoon. Again, around lunchtime where those storms will begin to move inland. Downtown Houston area, can't rule out some showers for your lunchtime plans tomorrow. That means cooler temperatures throughout the afternoon for whoever does pick up that rain. And then we taper off through the overnight hours. So you kind of get the pattern. I mean, daily rain chances, we need this typical August type of pattern for us because it's been so dry. And the good news is that I have more rain in the forecast. So we've been talking about a very disorganized tropical wave that's out in the Caribbean right now. That's going to continue to cross into the Gulf of Mexico water. So do you see this deep purple and green shaded color? Notice the trend of where it's heading. This is Tuesday. I'm going to fast forward it to Wednesday into Thursday. That's in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's an increase of precipitable water. So if we take a column of air within the atmosphere, that's how much water is able to precipitate, increasing our rain chances. So we're really keeping a close eye on this because it could up our rain chances. Now, latest models trend from today have kept the majority of the rain out in the Gulf of Mexico and into the coastal areas of Louisiana. Notice we have a little bit of purple and blue shaded colors for the Houston area. So we will have an increase of moisture, but I think the bulk of the rain will stay out in the Gulf of Mexico and then for parts of southern Louisiana. Again, we'll take any rain we can get. At least at the moment, we are in the deep red shaded colors, which would possibly bring us some flash flooding. So we get all the benefits with this tropical moisture moving in without very worrisome conditions at this time. Again, this could change, so you guys need to stay on top of the forecast. It's barely Tuesday. That's expected to get closer by Thursday, and then upping our rain chances from Thursday till about Saturday. Again, we need this rain. Here's a look at this week's drought monitor. We're abnormally dry, so technically not under a drought when we start to see these tan shaded colors. That's the drought concerns that are picking up for areas southwest of us, and lots of parts of Texas for West Texas are now under a drought, and pockets of a severe drought even being seen out there. But I have good news, okay? This is the latest update from Climate Prediction Center. It's their 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. So this is likely going to change also. We're now talking about a long-term forecast. But overall, if you were to put the forecast together and what models are trying to say, it is bringing in a greater rain chance throughout the next 2 weeks. So we're picking up this green shaded color for Texas, above average precipitation expected within those 2 weeks. That is great news for us. And then I think we're really going to like this part. Our 8 to 14 day, wait, is this the correct one? It is.
Did it automatically update?
Yeah. I just want to make sure, because earlier, and you want to know why I'm really worried about this?
Why?
Well, in 18 days is my wedding.
Oh, yes.
So I am praying, I'm praying for this. When I saw this earlier, the blue was just this way. The GFS is showing a cold front.
Looking at the GFS.
Yes,
Right, there are like 2 fronts coming in.
Yes. And so this has just been updated from the new newscast. So I'm just like, wait.
Congratulations.
Yes, I know. Well, again, this is still 2 weeks away, but the trend is starting to bring in a couple of fronts push through, and that would bring in some cooler temperatures. Now, I'm not talking fall-like temperatures, but slightly below average. Average right now is mid-90s, so right now models are dropping us to the low 90s, dew points in the 60s, upper 50s for some areas. So again, it's a little bit of a relief. So good news there for our trend, just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a forecast 2 weeks out from here. So your 7-day outlook, daily rain chances is what you got to know, and then mid to upper 90s for our temperatures. Again, no triple digits. we might completely stay away from the triple digits if all these models do verify. Okay, so we'll have your latest full forecast coming up at 4 on the 411, so make sure to tune in. I'll be tracking radar, letting you know if there's any stronger storms. Drive safe out there. Roads are slick. When I drove from our downtown Avenida studio here to Westheimer, lots of ponding on the road. So again, just give yourself extra time on your evening commute. We'll chat with you soon.